It's a topic you don't want to think about, but you likely have encountered it, or you might at one point. We're talking about losing a pet. We have Catherine here this morning, the author of a children's book that discusses just that, an upcoming book about to come out. Good morning, Catherine. How are you today?
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's wonderful to have you here because it's a very important topic. A lot of families have pets that are very close to them and are essentially an extension of their family for a lot of people. And so can you just explain a bit about this book you have coming up and how it can help in that process?
Yeah. Well, I've written other children's books, and I work with funeral directors around the state of North Dakota, and the co-author, Lacey, she is a licensed funeral director, and there's not a lot of tools and resources for families that have kids that are going through a loss, and so we had wrote a set of books that help with that for humans. And then we had so many requests to do a pet version. And so this one is coming out really soon. It's a Goodbye Bella book. It's a pet loss book. So Bella, she's getting a little bit older, starting to age, and they know she's not going to be around for much longer. And so the little girl in the book, Charlotte, she's really worried that she's not going to get to say goodbye, and she finds a really sweet way to do that. And a lot of that's been inspired by losing our own pets. And I have an 8-year-old son, and when our dogs passed away, he was worried that he wouldn't get to say goodbye to. So taking a lot of real life experiences in that too.
I think it's an important topic to speak about as well, because you said it started with the loss of adults in your former book there. And for grandparents or other relatives that may have died for a young child, there's a process, generally, a ceremony that's had, either a celebration of life, a funeral, a wake, something that can bring some closure or have other people around them talk about it and help explain it. But with a pet, it's not the same. For some people, there aren't those ceremonies or those rituals that go through that can help some people grieve. And so what was it like when you tried to navigate that situation with your child that brought the inspiration?
A lot of it would be doing grieving or mourning activities that we could do together. So if he would say, I really miss my dog Carmela, we might draw a picture of her or talk about her, or maybe make treats for the other dog, just to do something that kind of reminded us of her, or look through some old pictures, or do something just to remember her.
And so if you wouldn't mind talking a little bit about the book, what journey does the little girl go through in this book?
So she kind of, she gets to decide if she wants to see Bella, after she's passed away, and she decides that she wants to, see her and say goodbye. They do have a little ceremony for her, which is really sweet, and then they decide that later on that they will get another dog and stuff. So kind of going along the lines that it's okay to eventually move on.
I think it opens up a good variety of topics. One, to have a kind of a ceremony for a pet. If you find that might be helpful for you out there or for your family, I think it's a wonderful thing to do. But then to show that it is okay to love another animal again. And if you wouldn't mind, there was a little part in there. I wouldn't mind opening up your book and just reading a little bit of it out here this morning. And what I love about it in the front too, is she has a section in there to place a photo of your pet that you have maybe had to say goodbye to. What was your reason for doing that?
It's a little more interactive with the book, and at the end of the book there's places where kids can write in there and draw their special memories and things that they want to do in the future to honor and remember their pets. So it's not just a book, but it's a tool that they can use to communicate.
I think that's amazing. The one part that I really like when it talks about the process of watching it over, I'm just going to read one quick little snippet of it here, because it jumped out to me when I read it the first time. It says, when Charlotte, the little girl, came home from school, Bella, the dog, did not wag her tail. I understand, Charlotte thought. She knew Bella's body was getting old and her body was not working like it used to. And I think that part really hit for me, because the little girl goes, I understand. When they notice that the dog is getting older and not able to do what it once used to do. And I think it can be helpful for children to know that, well, it's not you. You know, it's nothing that you're doing that's causing this.
Yeah.
It's the dog's
Yeah.
or your pet's progression in
Yeah.
age.
And it can be kind of frustrating when you're used to the dogs playing and playing fetch, and that's some of your favorite things to do with the dog, and they just won't do that anymore because they can't. And so it can be a little frustrating. So just talking through that and explaining why they can't do it.
Yeah, okay. So this is, I think it's going to be a great resource for people. You said it's coming out very soon. When is it coming out and where could people get it?
Well, you can pre-order on my website right now, and then in the next couple months we will have it available for sale through bookstores and retailers all over.
Okay, awesome. Well, Catherine, thank you so much for coming on today and
Yeah.
talking about this important
Thank you.
subject. Coming up here on today's show, we'll have more North Dakota Today for you, so stick around.